San Francisco, the unofficial tech capital of the world, recently became the first U.S. city to ban facial recognition technology used by police and other officials. Those who support the ban say this type of tech is a threat to civil liberties.
The fact that law enforcement, other government agencies would be able to track every single resident as they move throughout the city, and the potential effect of chilling people's ability to engage in First Amendment protected activity is quite concerning.
This is a technology that misidentified 28 members of the United States Congress, but really can be terribly misused by governments.
China has embraced the facial recognition technology as part of its massive domestic security operation, but even uses it in some public restrooms to dispense toilet paper. Facial recognition software is not new, but it has become much more sophisticated in recent years. Apple uses facial recognition as a feature to unlock the latest iPhones. Amazon shareholders voted on 2 measures to limit Amazon's use of its own facial recognition technology. Both failed. Lawmakers in Washington are still assessing the technology's impact on civil rights.
We've never seen anything like this technology before.
Critics argue that facial recognition technology is sometimes flawed and fails more often when identifying women and people of color.
At a minimum, Congress should pass a moratorium on the police use of facial recognition, as the capacity for abuse, lack of oversight, and technical immaturity poses too great a risk, especially for marginalized communities.
But some on the cutting edge of biometrics say that the technology has uses that benefit humanity.
I think it's an interesting and exciting time for biometrics. I think this idea that it's the bad guy, there's lots of dystopian images of how biometrics could become this horrible thing, and I think that's really misplaced.
Hansen's company, Credence ID, uses facial recognition technology and other biometrics like thumbprints to help identify people in the developing world who need things like food, medical supplies, or infant formula. He thinks San Francisco's ban is too severe.
A ban seems to be the wrong move to me, certainly. There needs to be reviews of how the practices are used. We can debate about where it belongs in our society and how much of an untrusting society we want to have. But getting rid of biometrics, it's kind of like getting rid of the internet because it can be used for bad.
Other cities in the U.S. are considering a similar ban to San Francisco's, while companies, governments, and organizations find new uses for it. What's unclear is whether any regulation on the technology can keep up as its growth explodes. Deana Mitchell for VOA News, San Francisco.